Let's learn HTML. And we need to start by opening up a plain text editor. So Microsoft Word is not a plain text editor. A plain text editor, you put in text and there's no other formatting going on. And that's what we need with Windows. That is Notepad. Notepad comes with Windows. You've also got them for Mac, and you can download them for Mac, such as Text Wrangler. So here I've got a plain text editor, Notepad. I'm going to put in some text. And now we're going to transform this into a web page. And the way I do that is I just go to File, Save As, and when I save this, I'm going to save this as as an HTML page, which means that it's got a HTML file extension instead of the .txt. So with Notepad, I have to take an extra step, and I've got to change it so the save as type is not txt. The save as type is in fact all files. And then I can write hello world.html. Okay, so I'm saving that in this folder I've got here. I can see it here. And as soon as you name a text file with you change the file extension of a text file to HTML, you'll see that the file association changes. That's this little icon. That tells us that the operating system sees this file as something that should open up with a browser. And that's the Chrome browser symbol there. So I'm going to go ahead and double click that. It opens up a browser and it just says hello world. So if I look at this URL, it says C drive, user documents, so on, hello world.html. That's my local system. Alright, so now I've created my first HTML page. However, it's not a very good page. Let's see here. I've just changed the text that is on my page. Now it says, welcome to Sean's page. It's time to learn HTML. If you are thirsty, drink, I should say drink H2O. If I save this, I'm going to hit Control S. That saves it. Now if I refresh my browser by hitting F5, that shows the new text. And the first thing that you'll notice is that all of my white space, such as my enters, is gone. If I tab some of this over, if I put, let's go in between is time, put some extra spaces there. If I hit Control S and save that, and I refresh the page, it didn't change anything. This is because HTML ignores white space such as spaces, tabs, and carriage returns. Now we're going to mark up this text. The hypertext markup language is a way of formatting text by marking it up with something called tags. And so suppose that I want to make HTML bold. Well, I can put a B tag. That's an opening B tag, and I'm encapsulating HTML in B tags. The B stands for bold. So a tag starts with a opening angle bracket, and then the HTML code, and then the closing angle bracket. And that's going to encapsulate the page that we want, the text that we want to make bold. The closing tag has a forward slash. And if you don't know what a forward slash is, imagine a person walking and then they fall forward. Whoops. There. And a backward slash, of course, is they're walking and they fall backwards. Now if I save this by hitting Control S and refresh my browser by hitting Control 5, I'm sorry, just F5, you can see that my HTML becomes bold. And one thing I should tell you is that if you hold the Control key and use your scroll on your mouse, you can zoom in on things. That's a handy thing to know. Okay. Now I want to add some white space. And so I'm going to add some carriage return tags. They're called breaks, BR. And get rid of this tab here. Get rid of these spaces. And I'm going to put a BR tag here. Now the BR tag, if I hit Control S and then refresh, I can see that now I've got 2 line breaks. The BR tag is different than the bold tag because the bold tag encapsulates the words, but the BR tag does not need to encapsulate anything. Instead, it just tells the browser to go ahead and go to the next line. Let's take a look at some other tags. I'm going to go to this 2 here, and I'm going to make it a subscript. And so I'm going to encapsulate the 2 in H2O with subscript tags. Again, we see a opening angle bracket, the code, the closing angle bracket, and then we encapsulate that with another tag just like it, except we have the forward slash. I'm going to go ahead and save this and refresh my page, and you'll see that the H2O looks different. The 2 is now subscript. Using this, we can do a lot of different things. For example, I can make this time italicized by using the I tag. That means italicism. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control S, F5, and I can see the word time is now italic. There's some other tags such as the H1 tag. If I encapsulate the first line using the H1 tag, the H1 tag will automatically put a break on the end, so I don't have to do that. H1 means heading 1. If I save this and refresh, I can see that now I have a large heading. Alright, so this gives us a basic idea of HTML. There's much more to learn, including the structure of the page. So normally, we're supposed to have the entire document encapsulated in HTML tags. And if I save that, probably won't do anything, but that's how we usually do things. That's it for this lesson. It's very quick. You'll want to move on to something more advanced from here.